Hey, so today we're going to talk about what is love and its significance in our day to day lives. It is not a new topic, people are aware of what is love, they actually do love. So, it is the ability to feel the depths of a mind of a person when one is silent. That's how I will define love. This may feel poetic or impractical, but the depth of understanding and increased level of acceptance is what makes love or even self love worthy of continuation. In my life, I have often seen that Indians are more inclined towards the continuation of a relationship rather than understanding of it. Because as a culture, we want values, but we have not created a society that deems that value good enough to sustain. The reason is not just different beliefs, because different beliefs can coexist when there's an intention to understand. And I often feel that people who want love the most seek outside, and the ones that are hurt the most couldn't afford them to themselves. And the reason is lack of understanding. Hence, love should, in my estimation, exist outside the scope of beliefs, because whenever the topic of understanding comes, we approach it by the nature of beliefs. What do you believe? What is the definition of understanding? But the problem with that is that beliefs seek validation, and it enforces an already formed worldview. And if love doesn't challenge you to grow, not change, but grow, then you will never evolve into a person you are content with. Hence, in my view, a reasoned love is no different than a reasoned pain. The only way to transform the pain into depths of love is to gather the strength to forgive, is to open your arms and accept things as they are. And often the challenge is you, your own mentality, your own experience. And once you master that, the art of letting go, the art of forgiving, you will be able to feel the depths of a mind even when you're challenged. Because for once, you will be able to see the person as who they are and more than yourself, because often we are limited in our own perceptions, in our own head, in our own images of who the person is. They were unable to see the depth in their ordinariness, because that was once the very thing that made us love them. Ask yourself, whatever you have done in your life, which you have loved, which you have experienced fully, you have found the depth in the ordinariness of that experience. It is not that the experience didn't exist out there, it is ordinary, it already exists in many people's life, but you were able to see that depth, and that's what gave that fascination, that's what gave that the edge, so to say. So mind seeking love, or in one, must be curious enough to question and seek growth, as when curiosity dies, so does empathy, because we start looking for things that might change our lives but don't provide us experience. Like money is good for safety, or as it goes, for continuation, but it is not something that gives you freedom. It is not something that provides you something outside conformity, because you are as free as much money you have. So you are still in chains of your monetary gain. So, in a much more holistic sense, to just be from your becoming, that's love, because there is intention behind the acts, and there is acceptance of the very ordinariness of your life, of our lives. A kind which is free from judgment, and a kind that turns the judgment into peace by acceptance. So that's my view on love. I hope this helps.